February is American Heart Month, a time to learn how to be healthier and maybe save a life, including your own. Caring for your heart is more than just eating healthy and getting enough exercise. It includes life-saving skills anyone can learn and everyone should know. So, let's go on the record.
From WPBF 25, this is On the Record with Todd McDermott.
Good morning and thank you for joining us today. February is American Heart Month. When you hear the words heart health, you might only consider diet and exercise, but the importance of knowing how to perform CPR sometimes get lost or dismissed as something only paramedics or other medical professionals can do. Today, we know better, joined by Mike and Stephanie Button, who know firsthand that you can save a life using cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Mike, Stephanie, thanks for being here first. Let's dive right into it. Mike, your life changed. Take me back to the moment that both your lives changed. What happened to you?
Well, it was on the 19th of July, 2022, and we were both working from home because we were recovering from COVID, and there were some other stressful issues that happened in my life, like my mom had just passed away, and I watched a dog die 4 days prior to this. At any rate, Stephanie came into my office and was talking to me about bills, and I looked at her and I said, "I feel dizzy," and that was it. At that point, I saw a thin blue line go to a dot like an old CRT screen, and for all practical purposes, my switch had been turned off.
Full-on cardiac arrest.
Yes, sir.
Stephanie, what was that like and what did you do?
It was very scary. First, I was like, Mike, what's going on? And then I called 911. They asked me if I knew how to do CPR, and I had taken CPR classes as a Girl Scout when I was a kid. Life-saving lessons with American Red Cross, and different jobs would offer firemen to come in and do the CPR classes. So I forgot it all. So 911 walked me through it, told me the hands through. I was ready to just start trying it with him sitting in the chair, and he's like, wait a minute, you need to get him on the floor. So he walked me through step by step exactly what to do, kept me calm till the firemen got there and paramedics, and he was wonderful.
And the story here is you did it.
Yes.
And he's sitting here today because of it.
Right, he wouldn't be here if we didn't do CPR.
That's incredible. And you say it didn't come back to you, but they guided you through it and you were able to do it.
I was a mess. I didn't know. I was in shock, I think. So, yeah, they walked me right through it step by step. Keep calm, counted, asked me, is the door open? All sorts of things that you don't even think about thinking.
Now, Mike, do you remember anything about this after, as you said, it was pretty much lights out for you? Do you remember when you came to?
The next thing I remember was several days later when I came around in the hospital room, and I was hooked up to basically every machine in the room with all the beeping and buzzing going on, and it was very disorienting. And I'm glad I had Stephanie there to help me understand what I had gone through, and to help us so that we could get to the point of.
Right. Thank goodness she was there in that moment as well when it first happened. Now, had you had a history of heart issues at all before this?
I had been diagnosed with congestive heart failure a few months prior, but I had never had any kind of heart attacks or a prior cardiac arrest. So I don't know exactly what caused this issue. Like I started off saying, I think it was the combination of stresses that brought it all to
it sounds like you were under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Stephanie, did you kind of direct changes in Mike's life following this?
We tried to walk more and be more active. He's kind of a meat and potato guy. I try to get some greens in him, fight it in him.
Greens are good. What else has changed for you since, Mike?
I've got a pacemaker defibrillator in one side of my chest. I also have a new device called a Barostim in the other side of my chest. So I'm basically have become the $6 million man at this point, and technology's keeping me alive. The technology that was in part at least funded by American Heart Association.
And it started with your wife keeping you alive.
Most certainly.
Stephanie, what do you tell people about this experience? What do you want them to know?
After he recovered and was home for a few weeks, we got in touch with Gardens Medical Center and the Palm Beach Gardens Fire Department, and they offer complimentary hands-free or hands-only CPR. So we took that class. It was really actually a fun evening. I thought it was going to be boring, but not at all. It was enjoyable. They made it fun. We had some laughs. And we just encourage all our friends to take CPR classes.
You two are living proof, and I mean living proof, that it's the right thing to do.
Exactly.
We're so glad you're here and so glad you're able to send this message to everybody in our audience.
Yes.
Stephanie,
Thank you very
Mike,
much.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your story. Well, coming up, still ahead, we get a demonstration of how to do CPR. You can learn it. And On the Record returns.
Welcome to a vacation that's so much more with Norwegian Cruise Line. Tear it up in Jamaica one day, and jam in Aruba another. But there's more! All day! And all night! Experience more with Norwegian. I love more.
Somewhere beyond the sea, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing.
Hello, I am Ana Claudia. The Hispanic population in South Florida just keeps growing. We now represent nearly 1 in 3 young adults in our community. If you are a business owner, that means you have a huge opportunity. Our team at Straya TV West Palm Beach can help you utilize the power for our audience to grow your business. Please call 561-514-7621 for more information.
Whenever you need us, just reach out, and we'll be there to deliver the healthcare you need. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
StormSmart can enhance and protect your home 365 days a year. With our smart hurricane and lifestyle products designed to keep the inside in and the outside out. And our over 100,000 plus installations, local manufacturing, comprehensive warranty, and the largest service department in the industry. Are you ready? Call now or visit stormsmart.com to schedule your free in-home consultation today.
What makes Southeast Florida special? It's where growing cities meet farms. It's today's Florida mixed with old Florida charm. From the Palm Beaches to the Treasure Coast and everywhere in between, we're honored to serve you, ensuring you have reliable electricity from diverse energy sources while keeping bills as low as possible. At FPL, our mission never changes. We're working for you every single day.
Get exclusive offers on select new Volvo models. Contact your Volvo retailer to learn more.
Welcome to a vacation that's so much more with Norwegian Cruise Line. Tear it up in Jamaica one day, and jam in Aruba another. But there's more! All day! And all night! Experience more with Norwegian. I love more.
WPBF 25 First Warning Weather, most accurate for 11 years.
You're watching On the Record on WPBF 25.
Thanks for staying with us. We continue our conversation on heart health and CPR with Jeff Hines from Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Now, Jeff, you're going to walk us through how to perform CPR, but first let's talk about it a little bit, starting with how important is it for your profession? You must use this all the time.
Right. So the big push over the past few years is bystander CPR, that anybody can do CPR, right. Not to be scared, not to be nervous of it. If you're not sure, push on somebody's chest. Statistics have risen that people have survived because people are willing to do hands-only CPR.
This is different than it used to be. The hands-only is a big change.
Yeah, yep. Us as humans, we retain quite a bit of oxygen. So by pushing on somebody's chest, by circulating that blood and oxygen, you're keeping that brain healthy and people are having better chances of survival.
All right. If someone says, I just don't think in a pressure situation I can do this. You could show it to me and I can't do it, and maybe I shouldn't have to do it because so many other people do it and medical professionals like yourself do it. What do you tell them?
To not be scared, not be nervous. And it's as basic now that if somebody needs compressions, they're not gonna say anything, they're not gonna move, they're not gonna do anything. If they don't need compressions, they're not gonna be happy. You know, they're gonna cough, they're gonna move, you're gonna be aware of it. So if you're not sure, push on somebody's chest and you will find out rather quickly whether they need it or not.
And when it's over, they'll be thanking you.
100%, absolutely. Because what you're doing is you're pushing blood, which has oxygen, to the brain to keep the brain healthy. So people have a big misconception that you're making the heart potentially going to restart. You're not. The heart is not pumping blood for whatever reason that is. So you are now pushing the blood out of the heart to the brain, which has oxygen to keep the brain healthy so that they survive.
You are not a defibrillator, which we're looking at there.
Exactly, no. But a defibrillator will work if there's ventricular fibrillation where somebody's heart's quivering. And basically what it does is it shoots a shock between the two pads in between the heart to stop it, to hopefully get it to restart, to start doing this.
All right, before I have you do the demo, and we're looking at some of the training right there, how do you know that someone needs CPR? How can a regular person out there tell that there is someone who's in distress and needs you to perform CPR?
Right, so there's a few quick steps. Number one, whether you see it or whether you stumble across somebody, you're gonna tap them, ask them if they're okay. If you don't get any signs of response, you know, that they move or whatnot, you go into what's called the head tilt chin lift. You put a couple fingers on their forehead, couple fingers on their chin, you lift up and pull back, and you look down their chest. You're looking to see if their chest and stomach are going up and down. You're listening for air and feeling for air coming out of their mouth and nose. If that's not happening, you immediately have somebody call 911. If you're by yourself, you call 911, put your phone on speakerphone, like the couple that was here earlier. The dispatchers will walk you through everything.
So you call first before you start this?
Yes, 100%, yes. You want advanced help on the way as soon as possible. So you tapped, you look, listen, and feel. You realize no response, have somebody call 911. If you're by yourself, you call 911. You're going to expose their chest. You're going to take your right hand or left hand, doesn't matter. Heel your hand, center of the chest, lock your fingers, straighten your arms, elbows locked, and you're going to try to push down 2 inches. You're trying to compress their chest 2 inches deep, and you're trying to do this 100 to 120 times a minute.
All right, let me ask you, stop right there for a second. Where exactly are you placing your hands? I think there is some confusion as to where the compression is done.
Right, center of the chest, in between the nipples. Heel your hand.
Okay.
Other hand can go there.
Are you feeling bone underneath there?
You'll feel the breastbone, and when
Okay.
you compress on their chest, you may feel or hear things snap, crackling, and popping. You're breaking up the cartilage in between their breastbone, and that's a good signal or sign that you are pushing down or compressing it down.
You're in the right place.
2 inches deep. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And are adjustments possible? Or do they need to be made if you're not quite in the right spot? What if you're a little lower, a little higher?
You know, when people end up in these situations, a lot goes through their brain. You know, at the end of the day, keep it simple, center of the chest, and just start pushing.
All right, step back up there for a second.
Absolutely.
Because you said 120 compressions?
Per minute, yes.
Per minute?
Yes.
All right, and you're counting these, and how long do you have to do it for? I know people are saying, I'll do it, and then somebody will come save the day. How long might you have to do that for?
It depends, right, on the situation. So that's why you want to make sure you call 911 because you want to get advanced help on the way. So really, you're not stopping until somebody else comes along. It could be the fire department. It could be the police department. It could be you. It could be a neighbor. It could be a friend. It could be a stranger until someone else comes and tells you to stop. Because here again, as you're pushing, as you're compressing on their chest, you are pushing blood and oxygen to their brain and keeping their brain healthy to keep everything else kind of working. So when you stop doing that, you stop pushing blood and oxygen to their brain.
You touched on this, but I want to emphasize what exactly you are doing for the person when you're performing cardiopulmonary resuscitation, what you're doing for their body.
Right, so you are pushing, compressing the heart to push the blood, which has the oxygen to their brain because their heart is not pumping, it's not beating. So you are pushing blood and oxygen every time you push down. When you let the chest recoil and come back up, the heart's filling back up with blood, which has oxygen. That's why you're going for 120, it's up and down, up and down. If you start doing this, the heart can't fill up, so you're not really doing anything.
Makes perfect
so
sense.
It's got to recoil, out.
And Jeff, let's emphasize for a moment, you can sit down if you want, how important the timing is here. Time is absolutely of the essence. Can you give people an idea of how crucial it is to start as soon as you can?
Absolutely. For every minute that somebody doesn't get compressions, that needs compressions, their chance of survival goes down by 10%. So if I sit here for a minute, immediately they're at 90%. 5 minutes, they're at 50% at best. So you tap, you look, listen, and feel, you don't see anything going on. Here again, somebody else, call 911, start pushing. If they don't need it, you will know right away, okay?
Last question. How long does it take to learn this so you can be effective in doing it in an emergency?
Oh, 2 minutes, realistically. Yeah, it's quick. It's quick. I mean, from what we went over today, it's expose the chest, center of the chest, 2 inches deep, go, and don't stop.
All right, Jeff Hines, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for bringing your friend.
Yep.
Still ahead, we talk with someone from our local American Heart Association chapter about pervasiveness of heart disease and how to try to prevent it.
Steiner, Green, and Finer.
Thank you, Steiner, Green, and Finer, for winning my case and getting me $500,000.
After you've been in a car accident, call Steiner, Green, and Finer, 1-800-561-1111.
Spring training fans always keep an eye on the forecast.
Because being ready for rain means you never miss a pitch.
That's why fans at Roger Dean Stadium count on WPBF 25 First Warning Weather, the only local certified most accurate forecast keeping you dry and safe.
With our team, you're always ahead of the storm. Trust WPBF 25 First Warning Weather, the official forecasters of spring training. Play ball.
Welcome to the Nissan Now sales event. Get President's Day savings on the all-new Kicks, the sporty Sentra, or our best-selling Rogue, a consumer guide Best Buy 11 years in a row.
So, when's the next adventure?
I think I just found it.
For the #1 shopping experience according to J.D. Power, get to Nissan now. Now, get a low $249 per month lease or get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3. When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Save store-wide during the City Mattress President's Sale.
It's Ram Truck Month. Hurry in for great deals on the trucks built to get more out of them. Get more power with the 540 horsepower Hurricane engine. Get more technology with innovations like trailer reverse guidance. And get more storage with the Rambox cargo management system. Hurry in and get more with Motor Trend's Truck of the Year during Ram Truck Month.
Right now, during Ram Truck Month, well-qualified current FCA lessees can lease the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn for $369 a month. See your South Florida Ram dealer today.
Steiner, Green, and Finer.
It was life-changing. Steiner, Green, and Finer won $500,000 for my case.
Injured in a car accident? Call us now. 1-800-561-1111.
Welcome back. Now let's talk heart health with Stacey Comerford, Executive Director of the American Heart Association for Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. First, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. And we appreciate the work of Heart Month. That's why we're doing this. But let's talk about some stark facts when it comes to heart disease. As we said at the top of the program, it is still the #1 killer of Americans. And I think everybody has heard about heart disease because it's very prevalent in society. We hear about cardiac arrest, we hear about CPR, but it's not as if heart disease is somehow defeated. Why does this persist, do you think, despite all the work the American Heart Association does?
Yeah. Well, you're right that heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the United States, but what's encouraging is that it is largely preventable. So there are a lot of things that people can do to really help reduce their risk factors for heart disease, such as exercise, nutrition, adding fruits and vegetables to their diet, focusing on sleep. These are all simple things that people can make changes on a daily basis that can really help to reduce their risk and hopefully prevent heart disease.
So what's the outreach like for the Heart Association? You try to get this message out to people, starting with some very basics. You mentioned the diet, some very simple changes. I know that you're not Dr. Comerford, but if somebody said to you, well, what can I do in my diet that would be easy, that I could do, what would somebody from the Heart Association tell them?
Well, one thing that you could do is when you're talking about seasoning foods, use spices to season those foods instead of added salt. high salt intake can result in high blood pressure, and that's a risk factor for heart disease. So that is a simple change that someone could make. Additionally, they could add more fruits and vegetables to their diet. Whole grains are also something that could help them. And they could also check out our website at heart.org, and check out all the different ways for nutrition-wise that the changes they can make.
All the work that Heart Association does, there are some signs of progress, at least as far as education goes, right?
Absolutely. I think there is a willingness for people to change their lifestyle. They are becoming more aware that the food that they put in their body, the way that they're moving their body throughout the day, that affects their heart health. And so they are becoming more open to hearing about the different ways that they can improve their lifestyles.
What other outreach does the Heart Association do? I know that there are events,
yep.
Luncheons, fundraisers, et cetera. What do you do to get the word out?
Yeah, so we're really trying to focus on meeting people where they are. And so yes, like you mentioned, we do have health and wellness events throughout the year, but we also work with organizations. And so one program we have is with Libraries with Heart. So we actually work with libraries here in West Palm Beach, and then also in Indian River County and St. Lucie counties. And it's called Libraries with Heart, where individuals can go in and they can actually check out a blood pressure kit like they would check out a book from the library. They take it home for that 2-week period. They can monitor their blood pressure, and then they return it to the library. If they have any issues with their blood pressure, it's elevated, it's high, and they don't have a physician, the librarian can actually connect them with healthcare to follow up on that.
That's fantastic. Now, I know you've been with the Heart Association for some 12 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen changes as far as education, as far as the way heart disease is perceived in the public? Do you see any differences between when you started and today?
Definitely do. I feel like in the recent years there has been more awareness just from the community in general, a willingness to also learn, coming out to our events to learn how they can improve their heart health, what can they do, how can they get involved. I think there's absolutely more interest in trying to improve the heart health, not only of each individual, but of our community in general.
And now let's just talk about the obvious, because we've discussed CPR during this program,
yeah.
And that is so important, and I know you want to get the word out to people and reemphasize.
Absolutely, we do. CPR, when administered, can actually double or even triple a person's chance of survival. And that's important because when we're talking about cardiac arrests that are occurring outside of that hospital setting, the survival rate is actually very low. Only about 1 in 10 individuals will survive. And that is startling. And so if we drill down in that a little bit deeper, we find that 70% of those cardiac arrests are occurring inside a home. So what that means is that if you are ever called on to perform CPR, statistically speaking, it will be on somebody that you know and love, just like we heard from Stephanie and Mike.
Right, and it's so important to have that knowledge before you're faced with that life and death situation.
Absolutely. You want to feel empowered in that moment and not scared and helpless.
If somebody wants to help out the American Heart Association, what can they do?
Well, they can learn CPR because that helps all of us. So you can go to heart.org where there was a demonstration video. You can learn CPR in 2 minutes. And you can also find information to contact your local chapter if you want to get involved and volunteer with our events.
And your local chapter is Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast.
Correct.
Stacey Comerford, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for what the American Heart Association does as well.
Thank you.
On the record, we'll be right back.
Enhance your view with ArmorView Window and Door. From window replacements to entry and patio doors, save on your energy bills, reduce unwanted noise, and stay storm safe. The choice is crystal clear. Choose the experts at ArmorView. Get our best offer of the year. Buy 2, get 1 free when you call today.
Stay ahead of the storm. Download the WPBF 25 News app today.
Welcome to the Nissan Now sales event. Get President's Day savings on the all-new Kicks, the sporty Sentra, or our best-selling Rogue, a consumer guide Best Buy 11 years in a row.
So, when's the next adventure?
I think I just found it.
For the #1 shopping experience according to JD Power, get to Nissan now. Now, get a low $249 per month lease or get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue.
I'm Jill Hazu.
And I'm Erin Burns.
We invite you to join us this Sunday for Total Retirement with Ernie Burns, where we'll discuss wealth management, estate planning, and more.
Ernie was named 2022's Forbes Best In-State Security Professional. You don't want to miss it.
StormSmart can enhance and protect your home 365 days a year. With our smart hurricane and lifestyle products designed to keep the inside in and the outside out. And our over 100,000 plus installations, local manufacturing, comprehensive warranty, and the largest service department in the industry. Are you ready? Call now or visit stormsmart.com to schedule your free in-home consultation today.
The Oscars.
Hosted by me, Conan O'Brien.
Sunday, March 2nd, live on ABC.
Sponsored locally by Xfinity, giving you a fast and reliable connection to everything you love.
When you're the official vehicles of winter, you can embrace everything the cold has to offer. Leave fresh tracks with the safe and secure Jeep Grand Cherokee. Melt limitations with our most capable Jeep Wrangler ever. Or battle the elements and win in the Jeep Gladiator. Hurry into the Jeep President's Day sales event before these incredible offers slip away.
Now during the Jeep President's Day sales event, well-qualified current FCA lessees can lease the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L for $389 a month. See your South Florida Jeep brand dealer today.
Enhance your view with ArmorView Window and Door. From window replacements to entry and patio doors, save on your energy bills, reduce unwanted noise, and stay storm safe. The choice is crystal clear. Choose the experts at ArmorView. Get no interest, no payments for 12 months or affordable monthly payments when you call today.
I want to thank you for making this part of your morning today. As always, we encourage you to be part of our discussion each and every Sunday right here at 10 a.m. Until the next time, you can watch This Morning's On the Record and every episode on our website. That's WPBF.com and on our WPBF 25 news app. Matter of Fact with Soledad O'Brien is next. We hope you have a great Sunday. We'll see you again next week.